Okay.
All righty, we are all set.
Great.
Let me get you back over to the host.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Hello, everybody.
How are we doing
Welcome
tonight?
to Mr. Bean's Raffles. How are you doing, Nick?
I am very well. How about yourself?
Doing good.
Right.
Glad we got all our technical stuff done and we're ready to go.
Absolutely. We apologize to everyone for the reschedule. We are very happy to have you with us here tonight for this piece 113 stamp.
And I believe Joe has joined us. Hello, Joe. Welcome.
Alrighty.
Just so everyone is aware kind of how these works, if you're just joining us or whatnot, everyone who is participating in the raffle, who has purchased slots in the raffle, is invited to join a private Zoom, and so they can actually interact and chat during the raffle right now. Everybody else, the public, can watch live on the YouTube stream. And we will certainly post this on all of our social media after the raffle as well. So,
Very good.
So yeah, Nick, if you would like to talk a little bit about peace in general, and then also like what is the deal with all these different stamps?
Definitely. So that is worth going into a little bit, right? So Peace, who was the beanie that got the one that replaced Garcia. Once Garcia phased out, Ty Corp rolled out Peace Bears. And the main difference there between Garcia and Peace is that a Peace Bear gets this nice little embroidered peace sign here on the chest. And, you know, there are differences in coloration and things like that. One of the main differences with Peace Bears, and we hear this question a lot because this happens on quite a few Beanie Babies, right? Is does the stamp inside of the tush tag mean anything? And does it do anything to the value of your beanie? Of course, yes, it does mean something. What the stamps inside of your tush tags mean, they're usually some sort of red ink. Sometimes they're really bold. Sometimes they're a little more faint. Sometimes they don't have them at all. But they do exist on some beanies that were, this was during 5th generation that the tush tag stamps were there. And what that means is for any beanies that were handmade in China, because there were a lot of factories in China that were producing beanies, the numbers inside of the tush tag denote which factory, which Chinese factory the beanie was produced at, right? And so for the most part, that does not do anything to the value of your beanie whatsoever. It really does not affect its worth in any way, except for Peace Bears. And the reason for that being is that Peace is one of the few beanies that a lot of collectors really got attached to. They really, found something with the tie-dye that just struck a chord in them. They really loved it. And as such, Peace collectors go above and beyond in documenting differences and different fabrics and things such as that with Peace. So, of course, it didn't take long for them to start noting the tush tag stamps with Peace Bears. And it became apparent rather quickly once we were able to figure out all the different factories that produced Peace. It was pretty easy to see that some of the factories made less than others. And because of that, a lot of Peace Bear collectors would start their collection by trying to obtain all of the different tush tag stamps. And some of them are much more difficult to find than others, especially the factories that just did not, have large runs of Peace Bears. So I don't have an exact figure here on me. I'm going to ballpark it for you. There is somewhere around about 12 to 15 different factories that can be found for a tush tag stamp on a piece bear. And some that we see a lot are 102. 102 could either come with tying capitalized after the numbering or with it in lowercase. So we see 102 piece bears a lot. 115 is another stamp that we see a lot. A lot of really nice, vibrant colors come out of the 115 factory. If you're looking to complete your collection or add to it, and you're going by tush tag stamp, as many people do, there are a few that are really difficult to find. And the two that I like to speak of that are kind of in the upper echelon, so to speak, are numbers 108 and 113. Those two factories produced really few piece bears. So they are two of the more desirable, I would say the two most desirable stamps. Second to them, there is a bit of a tier just below that. The 107 factory as well as the 114 factory are both pretty uncommon. They're not quite on par with 108 or 113, but they are hard to find as well. And then you have a few other factories that I would say are uncommon, to the point that maybe it doesn't affect value a whole lot, but you'll kind of notice as you're putting together this collection of tush tag stamps, things like 111 and 116, they'll show up just a little less often than everything else. So with that being said, the reason that so many people like to look for that tush tag stamp is they were able to kind of suss out the different fabrics and color variations depending on which factory it came out of. And I'll be honest, folks, I never got into piece bears quite that far. I mean, you can really go down this rabbit hole as far as you choose to. There doesn't seem to be much end to it. All right. And because of that, the people that were really, really serious piece collectors, they kind of divided up the fabrics by seasons. So you'll hear words like summer and autumn, transitional fabric coloring. Of course, there are some of the more popular fabrics that we hear about, such as pastel, lots of really light and soft, Eastery colors like robin's egg blue and pink. And neon is another one that we hear quite often. And, it's almost difficult to describe what a neon piece bear is until you see one. And then you go, oh my goodness, the color is just absolutely striking. It's really, really easy to notice once you have one photographed or in person in front of you. So what we have here tonight on Raffle is this really lovely piece bear. He's got a lot of green on the front. He's got this one sort of orangey colored leg. I love how underneath this arm, he's got some really nice yellow fabric on the bottom side of the arm here. And this little guy is a 113 tush tag stamp piece bear. So he absolutely is one of the two most desirable tush tag stamp numbers that we can come across.
Wonderful. That's great. And so I guess do the different factories, so these numbers are different factories, but are they all made in China then?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So it has to be handmade in China. Those numbers will only dictate which Chinese factory the bear comes from. So if you're going through your collection and, piece, I believe the last one we raffled was an Indo-Can, a really nice Indo-Can piece, which means it was handmade in Indonesia. Any Indonesian made beanies, they will not have a stamp inside the tush tag. Anything that's outside of China will not have that stamp in there.
And also, there can be stamps on other beanies, but it really only is relevant on piece.
Yes, absolutely. So because of the amount of attention that Peace got when he was released and the way that people gravitated towards him as a collectible, he just garnered so much extra attention. And, there are beanie collectors out there that strictly collect piece bears. He's their absolute favorite. And as such, people went a little wild for him. They're a bit like snowflakes. No two are the same. And it's just that none of the other beanies ever really got that following during fifth generation, especially. So when we're talking about beanies that came out in fifth gen that would have that tush tag stamp, because of his tie-dye fabric and the way that each one can be different from one another, there really aren't too many other beanies during fifth gen that occurred with. So to have different tush tag stamps for them, collectors just didn't care quite as much, and it just never caught on. And as such, one of the two most important pieces in an equation for a beanie's value to be affected is supply and demand. And demand for piece bears has remained all this time relatively high, and demand for different tush tag stamps has had different varying levels to it. With other beanies, we just didn't see that. Not enough people collected different tush tag stamps for other beanies for it to affect the value in any way. But Peace, that certainly was not the case for him, and it did affect his value, certainly.
That's awesome. And I certainly I remember back during the beanie craze when I was able to finally get a Peace Bear. It was a really special moment for me. Mine had some kind of vibrant colors. I'm not for sure if it would be called a neon, but it was very bright colors, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very exciting. Like you said, there's no two that are the same. You'll see all different colors of the legs and the arms and the faces. It's exciting because you know that yours looks different than everyone else's, and that's why I think people really love the tie-dye pieces, as well as Garcia and the tie-dye Lizzie, and even some of like the dinosaurs and things that could no two are the same, and your piece truly is one of a kind in the world. So I think that's really exciting. One thing that I did want to touch base on as we get ready to move into the raffle itself here. We certainly appreciate everyone who has taken a chance to join this raffle today, as well as all of our raffles. The exciting thing about the raffles are that this is a very sought after Beanie Baby, as are all of our raffles. And yet you can get in on it for really in some cases only a few dollars. And that really makes it very exciting. It's accessible to everyone. And someone tonight, for just a matter of a few dollars, is going to go home with this extremely rare 113 Peace Bear, as well as our other raffles. The other thing that I always like to note is that everyone in Mr. Bean's raffles is truly a winner, because proceeds from every dollar, whether it's our raffles or our direct sales, does go to the Beanie Therapy Project, which is Mr. Bean's charities. And we pride ourselves on providing Beanie Babies to kids in need, elderly people in need, people around the world in all sorts of different facilities and organizations. And that's something we really love to do, is to give back. And we feel like it's kind of taking beanies to that next generation, and really making them loved by the kids of the 2000s the way that they were for us, the kids of the 90s. So everybody truly who participated tonight and in every raffle, you are a winner. And you could go to bed knowing that you have helped a lot of people just by participating. So we really thank you.
Very well put, David. Yes, thank you all. Absolutely. Very well put.
Well, Mr. Beans, are we about ready? Do you want to explain how this is going to work?
Absolutely. So we will have David take us on over to random.org, our list randomizer. And the way this works, folks, is like with all of our raffles, each item starts out with 10 slots available, which means for every slot purchased, you get a 1 in 10 chance. And let's see here.
I believe, is it sharing?
It is. My only question here, I just want to make certain of something before we get started. David, do you have the numbers right there on you? I could be wrong. I thought Joe had 3 slots.
I have on here, I actually looked at the email. Um, Donna has done 7 slots. Joe has done 2, and Tammy has done 1.
Excellent. That sounds like good math to me. Joe, if you're still on, can you confirm that for me? I just want to make sure we got everything right for everyone. I don't know why 3 was sticking out in my head.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hi,
2.
Joe.
I got
2.
2 spots.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Yep.
Just wanted to be super certain before we got this started. Okay. So in all of our raffles, we have 10 slots available to start the item out. For every slot you purchase, you are buying a 1 in 10 chance to win the beanie that is on raffle. And so if we roll an item out right away with all 10 slots and someone were to buy all 10, we consider that an outright purchase. But we really love it when it gets broken up between a few different people and we get to raffle these items off. So tonight on this 113 stamp piece, we can see that Joe, thank you for confirming, has 2 slots out of 10. Donna has 7, and Tammy is in for 1. And what we're going to do, folks, is we are going to randomize this list a total of 5 times. And after each randomization, you will see that the list, all of the names get jumbled up and switch position. And after the 5th and final randomization, whoever's name appears on top of the list is going to be our winner. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to ship this item out to them at no additional cost. They will be the winner of this Mr. Bean's raffle. So as always, good luck to everybody, all of our participants. Thank you so much for getting in on this piece. And we will go ahead and start this raffle. So we will go ahead and randomize this list once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and good luck, everybody. 5th and final randomization. Joe, you got it, buddy. Congratulations, Joe.
Hey,
well done.
Woo!
How about that? That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank
Piece
you.
113 stamp. We will get him. We will reach out to you, Joe, once again for email confirmation, and we will get your address and shipping info from you, and we will get this 113 piece spare out to you very likely at the very beginning of next week. We are here at the end of the week now. So Monday, he will be on his way in the mail to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats, Joe. What is one of the reasons you are most excited about piece 113?
I mean, probably because peace is awesome. I mean, who doesn't like peace? My dogs are going crazy right now. Sorry.
They're celebrating with you.
But yeah, I mean, I just like joining in on the raffles. Ultimately knowing that the money's going for a good cause, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, I mean, great to win, regardless if I win or not. Like I said, I feel like I'm helping out at least by trying to participate in these little fun raffles that you guys are holding. So thank you for doing these.
Thank you, Joe. Awesome.
Perfect.
Well, so
Excellent.
I will stop sharing the screen here. So Mr. Beans, we still there are several other great pieces still in the upcoming raffles, right?
Absolutely, there are. Yes. So we have quite a few 3rd gen still available in our raffle section. I believe there is maybe a couple of 3-1s. There's definitely some 3-2s in there. We got a really, really nice 3-2 brown teddy, new face teddy. If you're into the teddy bear style and the teddy bear design, he's a really wonderful piece. He's a great one to pick up and add to your collection. Another one that we've touched on recently is the 3-2 inch, the inchworm with felt antennas. It is the first version of him that became available when he was released. Of course, after a little while, they switched his antennas over to yarn style. So he is a little more difficult to come by with the felt. And we have lots of other really great pieces. We have a Quackers the Duck, an early version of Quackers the Duck, as well as some little oddities. We do have a really cool Ears the Rabbit that comes with a blank hang tag inside. And that is not something that you see quite too often, or, you know, in the world of Airs and Oddities, is one with a completely blank hang tag inside. So he's a really fantastic piece. We also have a couple items, an early the Robin, as well as a spinner the Spider, that came from the factory with no tush tags. That is another oddity that is present in the world of Beanie Babies. We have a couple of those available, and we have some other really nice things on the way as well. You know, we are always trying to keep our inventory up to date, and we are definitely going to be adding some new items for everybody to come check out and hopefully participate and do some more of these raffles with us in the future.
Yes, and I am just sharing the screen really quick here. When
Oh,
you go
perfect.
to
Yeah.
Mr. Bean's Babies or MrBeansRaffles.com, you can get access to the site here, which has all of the raffles that Nick has mentioned, in addition to a bunch of direct sale items as well. You've got gorgeous Rex the T-Rex there, a Flutter, lot of beautiful pieces here. Extreme oddity on the princess missing 3 leaves, almost impossible to find. There's some beautiful stuff here. So if you love the tie dyes, this coral, even when it was authenticated, Becky herself said it has cool colors. I mean, that is the queen of Beanie Babies right there, telling you, hey, I've seen a bunch of these. These are some cool colors. So it's on the certificate. It doesn't lie. So really beautiful stuff here. So just wanted to put in a quick pitch for that. Encourage you to head over there and always keep checking, because as Nick said, there are always new items coming.
Absolutely. I forgot too. Once you pulled up that screen, I forgot to mention our 3-1 Velvet. That's also up for raffle. That's a really great piece. I wish I'd touched on. That is, yes, that one is authenticated, of course, by True Blue Beans, and it has received mint with mint tag MQ grading, which stands for museum quality. It's as good as it can get, folks. And that one we have listed at $9 a slot, which is just really fantastic for everybody involved, you know, to be able to get a 3rd gen MQ beanie for possibly under $10. Almost unheard of, you know. So we're really, really excited for that piece as well, along in addition to all of the others.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again to everybody for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Thanks for spending a little bit of a Friday night. I can't imagine a better Friday night than with Peace Bear. Yeah, Nick, if you would like to send us out.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. As always, I am Mr. Beans, and I hope you had a fantastic time. Thanks, David.
Good night. Thank you.